God. Sattva is the gateway to meditation and realization. It's a state where you are calm, composed, irrespective of the chaos and confusion that goes on outside. So you become an island of serenity in an atmosphere full of strife and stress. So you're detached, you have pure love, and you are dynamic in action. So when he says here in verse 13, deluded by these states, see, what you need to remember is all these three states get you into delusion. All these three states are ignorance compared to Atman. Among themselves, one is better than the other. So, deluded by these states constituted of the three gunas, this entire world does not know me because I am above them, gunatita. Lord Ganesha is referred to as gunatita. And this transcendence of the gunas, transcendence of the pairs of opposites, is portrayed in the picture of Lord Ganesha as one tusk being broken. So, which means he's gone dvandvatita, beyond the pairs of opposites. So, I am above them and I am a vyaya. Vyaya means expenditure, depletion, loss, decay. Everything in the world goes through this loss, this depletion, except Atman. So, and yet all of us are looking for what Atman has. All of us are looking for infinite happiness. All of us are looking for undecaying happiness. Where do you find it? You're looking in the wrong place. Your whole life you're searching and you're going around like mad, like a headless chicken, looking for happiness in the wrong place. You know, Swami Rama gives an example of a businessman who was traveling from one city to the other by train. In those days, there were only trains. And he was carrying a lot of cash. All his profits he was carrying with him. And the other passenger in the train was a thief. So this businessman understood this, and there were only two passengers in the compartment. So as night approached, the businessman had to go to the washroom. What does he do? He can't carry the cash with him. He has to leave it somewhere. So he's going on in his mind. The thief first goes to the washroom, comes back, and he's worked it all out. He says, when this businessman goes, I'll take his cash and run away. The businessman goes in and he takes his own sweet time in coming back, very relaxed. When he comes back, he notices the thief was in a state of restlessness. So he asks him, he says, what's wrong? Are you unwell? So the thief said, no. He waits for a while. After a while, he just can't hold himself. He says, listen. He confesses to him. He says, I'm a thief. And I boarded the train only to take your cash. But the problem is, I can't find it. In this little compartment, I've looked everywhere, high and low. I just can't find the cash. So the businessman smiles at him, reaches out under the thief's pillow and takes out the cash. So you know what has happened? The thief looks everywhere except under his own pillow because he never suspects that this guy could have kept the cash there. You and I are like that. Happiness is just within us. How long does it take to look within? Just in a flash you look within. But you don't look within and you go all over the place looking for happiness. You go to Argentina, you go to where else? Brazil, and all over the place looking for happiness when it's right here within you. How foolish can you get is what he's saying, not me. I am above them. Next verse.
Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mame vaye prapadyante maya metam taranti te.
This, my divine illusion made of the gunas, qualities, is hard to overcome. But those who seek me, aspire for me alone, transcend this illusion. So what's happened is, when this sattva, rajas and tamas come into play, there is this projection of the most fantastic world. And you're born in it. So you're born with this illusion. You can't be blamed. And therefore, you believe it to be very, very real, when actually it's a mere projection. Once you get caught up in it, very difficult to overcome. That's what he's saying here. You know, Narada, you know who Narada is? Very mischievous sage. So this sage once wanted to experience what Maya was, because he had reached the state of enlightenment. Now when you see reality, you can't imagine what illusion it is. So he went to Krishna and said, Krishna, give me a taste of what illusion is. What is Maya? So Krishna said, really, you want to know? Okay. He says, I'm thirsty. Why don't you go to the house that's close by and get me a glass of water? Narada said, just that? He says, yeah, just get me a glass of water. And he goes to the house, knocks at the door, and who should open the door but a young lady, a beautiful young lady. Narada completely forgets the glass of water. And he stands there and he imagines this is Maya. Krishna gives him a taste of what Maya is. He stands there and imagines that he asks the girl's father for her hand in marriage, and he marries her and has a wonderful marriage, and then they have children, and all this is hunky-dory until suddenly there is a great flood like we had it, 26th of July. And they're all struggling to keep alive. Just then, Krishna goes and taps him on his shoulder. He says, what have you been doing? You're supposed to get me a glass of water. How much time has elapsed? 15 minutes. In those 15 minutes, he's projected an entire lifetime of wonderful things and sad things, of joy and sorrow. Now, what Krishna is saying is this wonderful world, this entire universe is nothing but a projection. Now when you first hear this, you say, so what am I supposed to do? Nothing. Just enjoy it. You play the rules of the game. Enjoy this state as long as you're in this state. But never forget your mission in life. Your mission is to rise above this illusion and know the reality. There's a story that Swami Rama tells. It's a king, very old king. He has no heirs and he's reaching retirement age. He knows he can't go on for much longer. He wants to appoint the heir to his throne. So how does he select? And he devised a wonderful method by which he would get exactly the right person to take over from him. What he did was, he got Disney into the country and said, I want an amusement park, Disneyland. What does you call it? Disney World. Set up exclusively for just this purpose, to appoint the heir to the throne. And Disney went overboard. They got an amusement park that was the best in the world. And then, at the inauguration, he declared that this amusement park is going to be open only for a month. And during this 1 month, it's free for everyone. Anyone is free to enter, but after entering it, my promise is that I will be present in the amusement park at all times whenever it's open, but in disguise. And any individual who is able to spot me out will become the future king. Very simple. Because everyone knew what the king looked like. You know, his picture was flashed on TV and everything, every single day. So the first day, there were hordes of people who wanted to get to the amusement park to become the king. But by the time it was closing time, nobody had found the king. Because you know what happened? They entered, and the first show that they went to was so enchanting, so captivating, that they got completely lost in the amusement park and forgot the purpose for which they had entered. And by the time the 8 o'clock in the evening came and the amusement park closed, they had gone only to 2 or 3 shows and they had to leave. This went on day after day after day, and it was the 29th day, and the king was so disheartened. He says, what do I do if I don't find the heir to the throne? But on the 30th day, the last day, one young man entered the amusement park. And like everybody else, he enjoyed every single aspect. Every show he went to, he enjoyed every ride, everything he was participating in. Except that he never forgot why he had entered the place. Why had he entered? To find the king. To spot the king, yes. So he looked high and low, he went to every nook and corner of that area until the evening time, dusk, when he was tired and he had looked everywhere. And he came to the conclusion that this king has done one big fraud on the citizens of this country, because he is not in the premises, because he had looked everywhere. And just then at dusk, the ledge that he was sitting on, very close to that, there was a little temple, and that was the only permanent structure in the premises. And he was attracted towards the temple because the evening puja was going on, arti was going on, and he heard the bell. When he looked at the temple, he says, then he suddenly realized, this is one place I have not looked. So he entered the temple and he saw the pujari there, the priest, doing the arti. Out of sheer respect for the arti, he waited till the ritual was over, and immediately after it was over, he tapped the priest on the shoulder and he said, turn around. The priest turned around and there was the king. You and I have entered this wonderful amusement park, which is the world. And in this world, the first thing you come across, you get involved, you get enchanted, you get lured, you get tempted. And by the time you become a teenager, you completely forget the mission for which you've entered. What mission is it that you've entered the world for? To find the king. You're right. The king is Atman, the self. So what must you do? In order to find Atman, you have to participate in the world, you have to enjoy the world, you have to do what everybody else is doing. With one difference. And that is, never get entangled, never get caught up. You enjoy it by all means. But don't get mixed up and mess around with the world. It's not worth it. Because if you do that, you'll have to depart from the world without having found this kingship, permanent kingship. And this is the message here. This divine illusion made of the gunas, qualities, is hard to overcome. Duratyaya. When he says that, he doesn't mean to discourage us. What he means is, unless you put in effort, you will not find it. It's very difficult to overcome because the world is so tempting, so attractive, so dazzling. The world by itself is so enchanting. And we, in our foolishness, have used science and technology to make it that much more attractive. And in the world of the 21st century, duratyaya are very difficult to overcome. But with commitment, with determination, you can overcome it. This is what he's saying. So Maya means that which is not real, that which is illusory. See, even in this world, you live in a world of your own. You create a world of your own. Because when you interact with people, you don't understand people as they are. You project your own expectations, you project your own feelings and thoughts onto people, and then you end up expecting them to live up to your projection, which is not possible. So when you like someone, you think the person is divine, which is not true. They may be good, they have certain selfish qualities, they have ego, they have all kinds of things. And this has been brought across when Rama was first banished to Vanvas. And he is just about getting accustomed to his new role in life when he hears that Bharat is approaching. Bharat was Kaikeyi's son, to whom Kaikeyi had said that the throne should go to. Rama loved Bharat dearly because he was like his brother, but he also understood human frailties. And he wasn't sure whether Bharat had come to finish him off so that he would get the throne permanently, or what the purpose of his visit was. So he was alert for and prepared for any eventuality. As it happened, Bharat had come in a true brotherly fashion. He was most disgusted with his own mother for what she had done. And he had come on a mission to take Ram back to Ayodhya so that he may ascend to the throne, which was his rightful share in life. But Ram said, no, I have to follow my father's orders, not father's orders, but my obligation to the father. And I've given my commitment, so I'm off. You go and run the country. Bharat went back. He says, I will never sit on the throne because the throne is yours. He asked for Rama's padukas, shoes. Went and put the padukas there and ruled in his place until Ram came back. So anyway, the message of this thing is that you have to assess people, not just project your views on them and then get a shock when they come up with true colors. So, divine illusion, and he calls it divine illusion, Daivi, because the material with which the world is made is Brahman. And Brahman is divine, so the world is also divine. It's like this. When you're seeing a magic show, when your focus is on the magic that you're seeing, even though you know that it's not true, you get carried away by the